Hi, Mr. Okunore. Okay, good evening, everyone. As usual, we're waiting for Malara. Malara isn't here yet. And Mr. Kamalafa is here. Please just give like 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, and then let's allow other people to join. Thank you. As annoying as they may seem, they actually do a lot of work because they start from the warehouse with the loading of the drinks and everything. Then they come to the venue hours before the event starts. They offload, they ice, then they serve, and then they work. And in our economy today, really, paying a grown an adult 7,000 naira, it doesn't make sense. They definitely would steal. I mean, they are the ones that you will still pay 50K that will still steal. But generally, you know, I think paying waiters 7.5 is unacceptable. And a lot of us agreed yesterday. Some of the other things we agreed was that some of them are overworked, especially during these periods that we're about to get into. So companies or brands are advised to take less jobs. I know we're all here to make money, but if it's going to cost you your reputation, if it's only two jobs you can handle in a day, then stick to two jobs. Stick to two jobs, and so that your brand can retain its quality and everything else. Some of the other things uh some of the other things we discussed was Jumoke shared a handle yesterday for our employees if they need rent help, because we can't help all of them. That's the truth. For people that have over five people in their uh, what do they call it? It's definitely you cannot help everybody. So there's an app that helps you rent, and she shared it yesterday. I think it's Olo or something. Maybe when Molara joins back, she would remember the name of that one. Another thing they mentioned was, okay, Malaria, you're back. Another thing they mentioned was celebrating successes, little successes within the team. You know, best waiter of the day, or best waiter of the month. You know, just celebrating them, speaking to them with respect. Of course, we know there are times we need to yell and things like that, but Malara, I was waiting for you, so I said let me go ahead and talk a bit. So, anything else from yesterday before we bring our guest
Um,
speaker for today?
I think for the little I can remember, or what I can remember from yesterday, is actually the fact that everyone really, whether we like it or not, is a human being, and we need to treat everyone like they are, that they are the humans that they are, so that almost like if we give them that respect, then they become what we want them to be. Also, that we need to start working together as a unit in the event industry, where we have a standard practice for everyone, so that a waiter knows that, okay, as a waiter, these are the things I need to do. As an usher, this is the things I need to do. I shouldn't, when one day call comes, I shouldn't be dancing, I shouldn't be putting food. I should have deodorant I use. My mouth should smell well. I should wear proper shoes. Those are the things that are required if I want to be a waiter. So there should be a standard, and the standard should be throughout, and that we should keep on training people. And that's something we need to look at. Training. We need to make sure that maybe 4 times a year, everyone in the event industry, there's a training. Then we also spoke about, minimum, that the minimum wage really should be something like 15,000 naira. That would be a good minimum wage to start with. And we also talked about unity in the Akitayo. We've seen you. We've also talked about unity in the events industry, because if we're unified, we'll be able to do much more. We'll be able to talk to government. We'll be able to have things done better. And also, Mandis came up and told us about this Yellow NG.
Yes, I was saying you remember.
Yeah, Yellow NG,
Okay.
where she talked
Thanks,
about
Aneki.
So there's a lot. And I think out there, I will keep saying it. For those in the event industry, Yoruba says that "Onlanye Langbe we really need to come together. He spoke about collaboration. President spoke about collaboration. We really need to come together to collaborate
And
and do
reclaim
things
our
together
craft.
and reclaim our craft. So that's all I remember from
Okay.
yesterday.
Thank you. So today is all about security. Security is something people have started complaining about, over time. And we can see your feet too.
Yes, now it's digesting. Oga
I
at the top,
I know,
at
right?
the very,
So
very top. See, I got my heart
yeah,
for
so
you.
we're thinking,
Eh?
who else are we going to bring to this live? Who else are we going to bring to this live? If the commissioner of police cannot join, or the chief of army staff, we don't even
No,
know who else can we bring.
this is the very, 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 very Oga at the
The
top.
Don Dada.
The Don Dada of
The Don.
security.
Yes,
Yes,
so
so good
hello,
evening.
Mr.
Yeah,
Komolafe.
hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
How are we
Welcome to
doing?
our hot
And
seat,
how was today?
hot
Fine,
room,
thank
hot
you.
seat.
Well done, well done, well done. You
Maybe
guys
you
are
need
doing
to
a great job.
introduce him well, oh.
Thank
You need
Oh
to
yeah,
introduce
go,
him very well.
me and bias, so go ahead and introduce him.
No, you would have introduced him. This is the very, 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 very famous Mr. Komolafe of K
K
Square
Square
K
Security.
Square events. No
Eh?
solutions.
K Square
K Square
Security
security
International.
solutions international.
Oh,
I
say it
mean,
again.
somebody said the other day when we had a job, they said, "Who are you using?" I said, "There's only one person we can use, the very, very best when it comes to security in events in Nigeria." So
Yeah.
kudos to
And
you. I
another
know you've
thing,
been in for
another
how many
thing.
years now?
That's what I want to
You
say.
know,
Another thing, just like Fotonimi said when he came, the events business is not for babies. You know, people make their first 1 million and they think they're on top, or they think because they have 2 million followers on Instagram. It's not about that. Business is not about that. Ariwo on music, I will keep saying it. You know, he's been doing this for years, and still, I have an event coming up in September, and the family said to me, Baby, we have someone that's been doing security. Please call him. Da 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 da. I said, what's his name? They gave me his name, his brand name. I said, he can't do this job. But so that it's not like I'm imposing my vendors, you know, I said, okay, no problem. So I contacted him. I mean, we're talking about landmark and the things he was saying to me. I'm not a pro in security, but I knew he was off and everything. But I said, okay, no problem. After he was telling me, oh, we need 30 something men. I said, no, we don't need 30 something men. But I didn't want to argue. I said, okay, no problem. Can you share your invoice with me? And I said to him, oh, I'm going to need barricades, I'm going to need this, that. He goes, oh, which one is barricade? I said, okay, no problem. Just this evening, I had a meeting with the family and I presented his invoice. Even they today are looking at me and they're like, Baby, what? I said, he's your guy. He's your guy. He doesn't know what barricades are, but he has told me he will source for. This evening, they said, Baby, call your person, please. Call your person. So it's, you know, at the end of the day, knowing your craft, and not just, we're not talking 2 years, 5 years, and you're still out there, you're still on top, you know. um well done, well done, well done. We're happy to have you here.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for the introduction. I'm really I would have been flabbergasted. How would I put it now?
You
Thank you very
don't.
much. So, for today, I think I will really like us
We
to talk
have
about the
plenty
specifics.
questions. Plenty,
Okay.
plenty.
Okay.
Are
I
they, are they,
think the
wait?
first.
Are they wait?
I think my first two questions
Okay.
is it's an event, it's a wedding or it's a birthday. Why do we have to have um the what you just spoke about now, maybe barricades and all that
Barricades.
stuff?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's my first question. Why do
Okay.
we have to have barricades? My second question, I know it's something we do a lot. Why do we have to? I know it. I'm not sure it's your call that started it. I still spoke to Baby the other day. Why do we have to put tags on our hands when it's not a concert? Those are my two questions that I would like if you can help throw more light into it.
Okay. For the barricade issue, that really has to do with the venue. The venue you're using determines if you actually need barricades or not. For example, now let me use a Balmoral Federal Palace, for example. Now, if you notice, the car park is just directly opposite the
Yeah,
marquee.
yeah.
Now, for you to be able to control the people that will probably stroll into the marquee, there should be a sort of barricade to demarcate the marquee from the car park. If not, you're going to have all sort of people strolling to your venue. All those drivers at the car parks that's supposed to probably be in their vehicles, you see them roaming around your marquee, and makes your venue looks very, very tacky. So we need a barricade to do a proper check. So if you don't have what it takes to be part of that event, you are blocked off with the barricade at your own space.
Okay,
So that's the essence of the barricade. So the barricade actually depends on the venue you've chosen for your event. So it's not all the
okay,
venues that we use barricades, just certain venues.
okay, okay.
So
Thank
for
you.
the issue of tags, now what that tag does actually is just one, to control and identify those who have been granted access into an event before. Now, for example, now if you have an event that is probably strictly by invite, okay, probably you don't expect everybody going out to be coming out with their invites every time they're going out. So once they have that tag on, it shows that they've already been granted access into the venue. So
Okay.
all the security guys looking out for is just a tag and say, okay, fine, this person has been here before, so you can have access. So probably going through the same security check over and over again, because if you don't have a tag, if you come in, I might assume that you're just coming for the first time. I'll start asking the same question I've asked you several and several
Fine.
over and over and again. You should understand. But with the tag, when I say the tag, I know, okay, fine, this person has been here before, and I just grant you access. So it saves time. It makes our job faster, and well, I think it even helps the guests to go through less stress.
But I have a confession. Oh. Me,
Okay.
I've removed that tag several times. I've given somebody.
You
So
see, yeah, the
it
people corrupting the
it
system,
depends on the kind of tag you're using. There are some tags that okay, like those ones that pin the pin. What do you call it?
those
The
ones
that there are
can
some little tags that you pin together. Once you remove those tags, that means you've
Okay, what the paper
rendered those
one?
tags useless. Even
Okay.
the
yes.
paper tags at times, what they do is when you pass it, those ones you can probably use a gum if you have gum around. Once you put a gum, it can probably still stick down together. So
Yeah.
that one security might find it a little bit difficult to probably know if it has been used or not. But for those ones that you pin, once it's you yank off the pin, you would easily know that it has been
Used
abused.
before.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that
My,
clarity.
my first two questions. The first one is when we have VIPs at an event. Now, I'm not even talking about um, dignitaries. I'm just talking VIP. So, an example of VIP could be, let me see somebody. Okay, just for, let's just say Timida Kolo, for example. Automatically, the bouncers would let him in because they
Yeah.
believe he's meant to be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
However, sometimes he's actually not meant to be there. You know, he probably got a call from a friend at the party and said, jam me for here and everything. But, you know, because it's Timmy Dakolo, they would let him in. That's question one.
I don't know
Question
why you're using
two
Timmy
is
Dakolo shout,
now,
but okay.
that's the first thing that comes to mind. Timi Dakolo or whoever. Okay. And then when you have people like that don't come by themselves and they get to the access point, they still let every songbo that
Everybody,
comes to
yeah.
them
Yeah.
to go in.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The I would answer that in this way. Well, I would not be able to speak for general security companies, but I would probably speak for my own security company. Now, I know several times you've had artists come to a venue, and probably they want to. Well, let me just say maybe first. Maybe it depends on the kind of venue. I mean, it depends on the kind of event. Sorry, depends on the kind of event. There are some events that are, or would I say, open events. Like probably they're not really strict events,
Right.
and there are some events that are probably uh, strict events, and you have your brief that okay, fine, anybody coming in should have this, should have that. You understand? If an artist come to a venue which is not invited, definitely when it gets to the venue, my own venue, they are stopped at the gate. I'm probably told to call whoever
Is that
invite.
when you
Although
are working? Is that
I
when
know
you
at
are on the
times to
ground?
them it might be embarrassing. Yes, because at times you tell me, Kisko, why are you embarrassing us? Yes, it might be embarrassing, but at times I make him understand that look, uh, for every event there is a brief
Mm.
which the security guys have to adhere to strictly. If my client has told me that okay, fine, I have invited so people for this event, and I want them to come in to this venue with certain things. As a security person, I think you need to follow the instruction to the letter, no matter what the person is.
So, for
No matter what
example,
the person is.
I've seen you at venues and I've seen you turn certain people back. Uh and I've even seen a video of I think it was the last AMVCA or something. I think it was Obi Kubana or somebody. Abi, what's that other the chubby one? I don't know which one, you know, that had you in the video actually
Chief
turning the
chief, chief
person,
priest.
turning the person back. But by virtue of you, do you understand? Is it's, I don't think it's the same thing when you're not there. Do you get what I mean? So how do we get there where certain of your guys, for example, have that same stance that Kisco is here?
So the honest truth is, everybody can be like the boss. That's the honest
Yes,
truth.
definitely,
Everybody
definitely,
can be like the boss.
definitely.
So there will always be a difference when the boss is there and when the boss is not there. That one is for sure. That one is certain. But again, I still have some very rugged guys that don't. I'm sure I'm still having some rugged guys that don't even actually care who the personality is. There are guys. I have those kind of guys in my team. And again, the event space today, we are bringing in new people daily, and they're still learning. Some still feel intimidated, and some are still carried away by that what do you call it,
Exactly.
celebrity
Yes.
aura.
Yes.
But my old hands that are used to this stuff, they will always, stand the ground and stop you no matter who you are. But I know we'll get there. We'll
I
get there.
get.
So it, as you said yesterday, is a learning process. We keep
Yes.
on training, we keep on teaching them, we keep on talking, and one day we'll achieve what we want to achieve.
Okay, so
Have
there's
you?
something happening. Sorry,
Oh,
Molara, please don't be.
okay,
Please, sorry.
okay.
There's something happening in the security industry that I heard it 2 years ago, but it didn't make sense. I heard it a lot last year, and I mean, I did not experience it personally, but someone close to me experienced it. So apparently, a lot of bouncers have become, what's the word to call them? Uh,
Paripa.
uh, no, not paripa. Ashawo. So they are servicing
Okay, you
the
told me about this.
they are servicing the event industry. So they are servicing event planners, they are servicing decorators, and I'm not talking about the staff. I'm talking about the orgas, the owners of the business. And because of that, sometimes the bouncer, not your bouncers in particular, now generally, the bouncers are, so for example, I could, like, it's my event, we've briefed, we've done everything, but maybe I'm passing and the bouncer feels it's okay to smack my bum bum. They can't smack my bum bum, but I'm just saying it is happening in the industry whereby, because what I heard was there's a code. Once they give the code, the bouncers get the rooms, they give the, so in essence, they are also looking for customers, and they did it to someone quite close to me, and she was like, and then I remember that somebody had mentioned to me that they are servicing event planners and decorators and is their orgas. So I don't know if you know. So please educate them that they should keep their sexual service away from. But honestly, I'm telling you, this it's like 2 years and it's actually been going on and
But
everything. But
the other truth is, I'm just hearing this for the first time.
I'm telling you, I mean, for the people that enjoy it, the planners and the co that enjoy it, they should enjoy it wherever they're enjoying it. But for those of us in the other space, because anyway, they know the people they will smack their asses. Sha. Let me just let me just put it that way. They know
That's
they
very
know the people.
that's quite interesting. I'm hearing for the first
Yes,
time.
yes. I didn't want to forget. Molara, go ahead. But yes, sex in the city.
I'm presenting the system. What I wanted to ask is, I know this was years ago, um,
Mm,
and it was, I think the bride's father had said, maybe he didn't want anybody in the venue till he gets to the venue. And I remember a man, I think they were all generals or something, and a man saying, "Oh, I, I, what did he even say? He needed to come in," and I think one of the bouncers then said, "Oh, sorry, you can't come in." Then they said, "Call the event planner." Then I got there, and the man was like, "Oh, do you know who I am?" And I said, "Oh, good afternoon, sir." But that's what the owner of the party said. He said he doesn't want anybody here till he gets in at 2 p.m. or something. And at the end of the day, um, the guy, the guest got angry and he left. He left. Reporting me to the to the bride's father. And at the end of the day, the bride's father was like, "Kudos, that's what I told you to do, and that's what I did." So, do you have cases like that where a lot of people get angry, they get into the car, they don't come back, or they do you have those cases, or they just wait? They wait till maybe whenever. Do you have those cases of very
Well,
angry customers?
we've had several angry guests that has left the venue, and at times the client is not perturbed. They're not bothered, but at times it backfires on us because the client that has told you he doesn't want somebody inside the hall at a particular time will be the same person that will tell you to say, "Why can't you use your discretion?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't want to look bad.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So we've had several instances, and even it has led to several altercations whereby guests at raining curses,
Hmm.
abuses. Some even try to get physical with security. But of course,
Wow.
we have to be as a professional as we are. We just keep calm. Even but the honest truth is, most times, most of our clients they give some briefs that they can't even manage themselves. That's the honest
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
Because most times, at times when I go to vendors meeting, I always tell them, I always tell the clients, when they tell me at K Square, we want strictly by invite, we want this, I always tell them, look, are you sure you are ready to do strictly by invite? Because if you're not ready to do strictly by invite, don't even just go there. Because I don't like situation by you give me a brief and I start working and you make me start looking like a fool
Yeah.
or start looking bad in front of the guest. I see probably
Yeah.
it was a security person that on his own decided to start stopping people from
Yeah, for coming
being
in.
accessing
Yeah.
the venue.
Yeah.
It has happened several times. And again, another thing I don't even like is at times when you go for a vendors meeting. Now, for example, like a wedding, maybe the planner is on the bride or groom side. They always forget there's always a second party to a wedding. If they're working for the groom, they forget that the bride side is there. So when they are planning their strictly by invite, whatever, most times they don't even consider the other family. They don't consider the other family. So on the event day, it's always an issue. Because when the bride or the groom says, okay, for my wedding, I want it strictly, but you are planning this and you're not planning with the other family. So what you're trying to say is when the other family comes on the day of the event, we should bounce them if they don't have what it takes to come in. So it's always a
Hmm.
problem. It's always a problem.
Okay. I'm going to ask two questions leading to that. The first one is really on a percentage. What is really the percentage of Nigerians who keep to that strictly by invitation card they do? That's the first question. That stick to the brief they give you. What's the percentage? Then the second question is sometimes events don't have like strict invitation like that. And I've been told the other day I had to call with someone. They said, oh, the bouncer should use their discretion. And sometimes you have relatives that are not so well to do. And you now have a case of a bouncer bouncing them. And they don't know whether that's my auntie, somebody that is very dear to me. Because sometimes I feel that sometimes bouncers use their discretion. And that discretion is not always, it's not always 100%
Well
right.
done.
Somebody can be well dressed. And at the end of the day, I did not invite the person to my party. Then the third one I want to talk about that really, really ticks me off is when I see those people asking for money change at parties. And I sometimes don't understand how they got in. Those girls that change money, that thing always annoys me. Those are my questions.
Okay, the first one, I'm not sure if I got it right, but the
The
second one, let
percentage.
me.
Okay.
Okay, percentage of the whether we.
Nigerians that stick to their brief.
Okay, are you talking about the clients now?
Yes, the clients, yes.
Well, the honest truth is that, well, let's say about probably 60% or 50
Okay.
self, maybe 50, because most times they break it. That's the truth. Because at times when you initially when you start, it might start working, but there
Yeah,
will come a time when they come and you see that there are some key people who have been stopped outside. And they won't have a
yeah,
choice than probably now say, you know what, K Square, let's try and probably simmer down and
yeah,
use a little bit of discretion. So
yeah. I agree.
most time it's not always 100%. I mean, it's maybe like 50, 60% of the client.
Okay,
Now the second
okay.
one was about the what was the second one was what?
The second one was
Money changers.
money
No, the
changers.
money changer was the third one.
Third one. The second one was Okay, let's answer the money changers first.
Okay, now for the money changers, hmm, the honest truth is I think the event planners and the hall owners need to answer this.
The clients sometimes bring
And the
money.
client,
Some of
no,
my
I'm guessing there
yeah.
because I've noticed that nowadays most of these event halls now even register money changers. They
Oh
Wow.
register
wow.
money changers, yes, to come to the event, to come to as part of their service providers for that
Oh
hall.
wow. I
Okay.
think it
Yes,
makes sense now.
yes, it's now official. So when they come, when they come and they want to say no,
Know them.
that they already registered with this planner. Even the all managers will be the ones to come and even clear them and say they work with us.
Okay, now that explains it. Yeah, that explains
That is
it.
one. There are some musicians like, for example, Wasiu. Wasiu goes anywhere he's going to with his money changers. And if you try to stop him, it's going to turn to Allah. He's going to make
Okay.
it very, very brutal. Then some what do you call it? Some clients themselves too. They bring in their own money
Okay.
changers too.
Okay. It makes sense now.
So
Okay.
So my next question, number one. When security is at a venue, who are they there to protect? The guests, and the venue, the jurisdiction, let me use that word. Who would you protect? Because we have guests assaulting innocent vendors. You know, yes, some vendors are notorious as well, but who would you protect? Who would you not protect?
okay, so actually the next is the job of a security guy at an event is to protect everybody at that event.
Okay.
Everybody coming for that event, be the vendor, be the guest, whoever gets access into that space. It's the job of the security guy to ensure that their safety is key. That's the honest truth. So if there is now an issue between a guest or a vendor, a security man cannot take sides.
Okay.
What he can probably do is to ensure that probably the solution is brought under control. We cannot take side. We cannot
Okay.
say probably yes, even if you know who is right or wrong. You well, how would I put it now? You cannot really. You need to just make sure that you try and calm the situation down so that you don't further escalate the scenario. So we can't really take side. But the safety of everyone at that venue is the responsibility of the security guard on site.
Okay.
But when
What
you
do we
say safety,
Okay, go ahead.
when you
Mm-hmm.
say safety, you know safety can mean so many things. So safety can, for me, let me use a popular artist in Nigeria when he was getting married and everything. And I looked at the hall. The hall was full to capacity. And sometimes with decoration, there's only one hall, there's only one door, that is available. So when you're talking safety, are those the kind of things that you also look out for? Or whose job is it to look out for things like that? Because anytime I have an event and it's over 1,000, honestly, my heart is just, like this. Because if anything should happen, where are the exit doors? Are the exit doors, what's so I forgot to ask Ezekiel that question on Monday. But really, when it comes to things like that, is it part of your job or is it the job of the venue to make sure that, because you mentioned safety now, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, yeah. Safety is part of our services too. But the honest truth is, even when an event is being planned, which is one of the mistakes planners even make till tomorrow. When you're planning an event, from the scratch, you are supposed to carry the security or the safety protocols along. That's the honest truth. But what we get nowadays is that when the event has been planned, everything is ready. That is when they remember that, okay, security has not been contracted. K Square, we need 5 security. Even the planner will be the one to dictate how many security personnel required. When you argue and tell them no, you don't think this personnel will be adequate to cover this space. The next thing you hear is the client doesn't have a budget. So all these things, they are quite a challenge. That's the honest truth. The normal procedure for event is once you are putting your paper and barrel to plan an event, you need to go to the venue with the security to look at the space, look at the hall, check how many people can actually fit into that hall. Based on this assessment, the planner is able to advise the client and say, look, this hall we are choosing cannot take more than so amount of people. Because even when you're planning your event, you're supposed to, when in setting up your tables, you're supposed to have rooms for people to be able to move freely within the hall.
Freely.
But that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. You see tables set up neck to neck. When the guests want to pass, they are pushing the next guest and saying, "Excuse me." That's the kind of setup we have nowadays.
And it shouldn't be.
Normally, if the hall planner says the hall can take maybe like 800 tables, I think the planner should plan for 700 tables, so you have enough room for people to be able to move freely. Even for the what do you call it, the vendors, the drink vendors, the food vendors that will probably be serving, they need space to move around. The only luck we have is that we've not had a situation whereby one vendor will pour food on the head of one guest or pour drink on their head while trying to maneuver their way. Well, you understand? Because it's always too tight. I've seen events whereby you go for a vendors meeting, they'll tell you they are expecting probably 1,000 guests. Last minute, maybe on the day of the event, they tell you the last minute the client increased guests to 1,003 or 1,004. Already, you've already exceeded the space the venue can take. Even security-wise, I'm planning for security. I'm planning for 1,000 guests. You've added 400. How do I secure the other additional 400? So increasing increasing guests at the last minute doesn't all go well.
Okay.
So planning at the initial stage is very, very key for all events. Very, very key. Because a security man, I can come to you and tell you, I don't think this venue is safe for this event. I don't think this venue has the kind of space you require for this event. Even the environment where this event is about to happen, I don't think it's safe for you at this time of the day. So those are the things, those are kind of feedback security people are supposed to give you, or safety people are supposed to give you. They're supposed to check the number of ingress and outgress, like how many exit points, how many exit points do we have in case of emergency? But that's not there. And most of our events venues now, you find out you are probably max 3 doors. We say one is for vendor, one is for
Yeah.
guest. Abby, that's
One is
what
for
we have.
yeah.
Exactly, that's what we have most times at event venues.
Hmm.
And normally, even most event venues are supposed to have enough doors around their marquees, even if they're not open at all. You understand? Let them be there, so that in the case of this emergency, we already have people who are on ground who have been told what to do, how to yank those doors open, so that people can easily
Open. Yeah.
go
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't have that. So even planning or building a marquee or building an event venue, people need to put all these things into consideration.
Mm.
The only venue I know that have enough uh, exit and entry door, exit and entry, whatever it is, a hotel.
So yeah.
As of today, is a hotel. Like if you have those kitchen doors that you can go out through, you have those
Even
doors out. I mean, that leads to the walkway and everything. So a hotel has at least they have like almost 12 doors thereabout within their space, which is quite
even
not
at the
bad
gallery.
in case of
Mm.
emergency.
Yeah.
But other venues,
And that's what
can
we
you
need
can
to
you
look
can you
at.
can, you
Yeah.
can prove me wrong or right. Most times, it's always max I've seen is three
Mm. Okay.
three
While
doors.
looking at let me lump together these questions. So the first question is, what do we do about security guards begging everybody, begging the vendors, begging the guests? Good night, sir. Twale,
Yeah.
sir. This,
Yes.
sir. That's question
We
one.
started having it. Yeah.
Question two. When we
Yeah.
spoke to the drinks vendors yesterday, one of the things they had mentioned is that at some point during the event, that their staff collaborate, let me use that word, with security to steal drinks. Okay, that's the second. The last question is, how many hours do you think that is a proper guard should work to stay alert and to be the best guard he can be? And are the guards first aid trained?
Okay, the first question of the security personnel begging.
Yes.
The honest truth is, I don't think I can do much about that.
Do
The
you
much
think
I
it's
can do is to probably train my own staffs, which I've always been doing, and they all know the consequences of being caught in
Being
such
caught.
acts. Now, let me tell you something again. The challenge we have in our industry is we don't have uh, proper, properly trained event security personnel. Most of the guards we use, bouncers we use, are club bouncers.
mm,
And reason why, because for events now, when people make requests, they tell you they want bouncers with big chest,
yeah.
Yes.
big body, big
Yes.
arms.
Yes.
And the only place you can get those kind of people are guys that are probably managing clubs. And when you go to clubs, those are the orders of the day. That's what they do. They are used to all this kind of acts of probably when people are living at night. Oga, welcome, Oga, welcome. So that is their way of life at a club. So
Mm,
that is what they actually bring to events.
mm,
So how we going to manage that, I don't really know. That's honest truth. Because most of them, even when they leave events, they actually go back to the club. So it's part
Oh,
and
I
parcel
see.
of their whatever. So it's until when we start separating event security personnel from club bouncers, I think then we'll start getting it right.
Mm.
So
That's
can
just
there
the
be a
truth.
training? Can you have a training, like maybe a mini training school for event security?
The unfortunate thing is that these guys we are still condemning are still the ones we still going to make use of at the end of the day, because for events, most people are looking for people who will intimidate.
Mm. Mm.
Do you understand? And
Mm.
those are the kind of people that have such structures and
Well,
whatever to intimidate.
Mm.
Even if it's not supposed to be like that, because I'm sure if you look at DSS, like the SSS now, they are not they are not
Yeah.
uh,
They are
they are
not.
not that big or whatever.
Yeah.
Although they have an advantage, they carry firearms. Even if they can't even shoot, but that still serves as a deterrent to some people. So the only deterrent in our own side is probably the big arms and the big chest.
Mm.
Probably some of the little what do you call it now? Security, whatever we use, like the tasers and all those kind of things. But honestly, I think again the planners too have a blame in this uh, scenario, because they cannot tell me they are not aware that the bouncers they employ to cover the events don't do such. Most time they are aware, but they turn the eyes away from it. Because if you
Yeah.
come to my
But
event and you're doing something I don't like, the next thing I'm supposed to do is probably call your attention to it,
yes. So
query you, and if you don't change, I don't give you a job next time.
yeah. Me, I'll
But
report.
I mean, so it's not like that. They will still keep on calling them for jobs, and because they keep on getting jobs, they think what they're doing is right, so they will never change.
okay. So always speak out.
Always speak out, exactly. And and
Okay.
and again, I think for what I do now, again, what I do for my guys now, I don't know whether anybody has noticed. I have this feedback form. I always tell them to give
Okay.
to the planner at the end of each event.
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yes. So once they come back with the feedback forms, I go through it. I'm able to know, even if I'm not at that venue, at least I'm able to know what actually has transpired at that venue. If the either the client or the um, planner was satisfied with the services provided or not.
Is it only one feedback form, or you give them two?
No, I give it to for all my events.
No, I say, is it only one feedback form? You know
Yes,
what I'm
yes,
saying?
it's just one feedback form. One feedback form is by, I mean, it's given to the supervisor of the event. So after the end of the event, we give it to the either the planner. Most times it's always the planner anyway, because we get most jobs to the planner. So we give the planner so that can give us our feedback, or use our feedback to tell us where we think we have not live up to expectation. So we
But
can
how
always
do you
work
know?
on those
How do you know it's
lapses.
me that signed it? Do you understand me? How do you know? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How do you know it's the planner or the planner
So
staff
so
that?
so 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 most times when they come with the forms, I put a call across to the
Okay.
planner to confirm
Okay.
if they
Okay.
actually sign
Okay. Okay.
the paper. Yes, that's what I
Okay.
do.
That's fine.
So the second one was
Are they first aid trained?
Very
And
come
how
important.
again.
many
Yeah. First
hours?
aid.
And how many hours
How many
is
hours?
enough?
First
Okay,
aid.
okay, okay. So normally for security personnel, they work between 10 and 12 hours. That's supposed to be the normal
Standard.
working duration, between 10 and 12 hours. But again, but again, because our job is very stressful, very, very stressful, because most of these guys are always on their feet. And you don't expect somebody to be on his feet from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. We
Mm.
always try to solicit for relievers, which we don't get. Because
What
the
do you
job
mean
of
by
the reliever is supposed so what the reliever, so assuming now, like probably if I tell you probably I need maybe like 10 personnel to cover this venue. Okay, I'll add an extra two to make
right?
12. So what those two guys will be doing is when one person is tired or probably needs to probably use the restroom or probably needs to probably get a short break, one of those two can always cover up for that person who has excused himself. So that's the job of a reliever. But most times we don't get it because of this same budget issue. But that's supposed to be the normal thing for all security job anywhere. There's always supposed to be a reliever and a time out for security guys to at least get them probably 10 minutes rest to probably sit and probably stretch their legs. If not, that is why most times you find out that towards the end of the event, the security guys are always run out because it's not easy to stand from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're not like other vendors that probably you can still sneak and probably look for somewhere to sit for a while and continue your job. They have to be at that duty post because once they leave, of course, the lapses will show.
Yeah.
So I think we need to start appealing to our planners to give us that listening ears and probably tell the clients we need for also have effective and more effective security, whatever.
You need to have
Security,
extra.
exactly. We need to have all these levers that will probably leave the guys once they are tired or if they need to probably go use the restroom or probably stretch their legs.
Okay.
So, but the ideal time is within 10 to 12 hours.
Okay.
Are they first
And
aid?
first aid.
Come again?
First aid.
First
Do they
aid.
have first
Yeah.
aid? Do they know first aid?
Yes, even I think Upwem even trained some of our guys
Okay.
on first aid some time back. Even I remember when this lady passed on. Oyeka Wenu. What was that? Yes,
Okay.
I think
After
Oyeka
that
at Prayer
incident,
Palace.
yeah.
It was one of my guys that actually first assisted her with the mouth resuscitation or whatever they call it. Uh, give her the first aid before we took her to the ambulance.
Okay.
So my guys are actually they've done that several times. They've actually even saved several lives at events several times.
Fantastic.
Someone is
That's
saying
really
that
fantastic to know.
feedback form should be e-copy sent via WhatsApp to be sure that the planner is the one filling it.
Come again?
That the feedback form should be
Okay,
sent via WhatsApp to the
okay,
planner.
okay.
Yeah.
Instead of your instead of
Your guide,
It's doable. It's possible. I can do that too.
uniforms. Bouncers go from one job to the other, to the other, to the other. They are wearing the same uniform. Their uniforms smell.
not only that, I think sometimes the bouncers don't look the part of the event. I hardly see bouncers in. Maybe I don't see bouncers in suits, representing like men in black, that kind of thing. Is there a certain way? And especially sometimes it annoys me because sometimes they are wearing some outfits and it's a wedding and they're like that in front of the bride and groom and they just look odd. So is there a certain way you make them dress, or can they dress more elegantly if possible? Is that possible?
Yes, it's very, 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 very possible because most times even the planners always choose what they want the security people to wear. Like my team now, we have different uniforms. If we if we want them to look corporate, doing a corporate event, they look corporate. If we want them to look how they call it,
Traditional,
tra- no, we don't, not traditional.
but we're
That's not.
Africans.
We,
But we're
no, we can't.
Africans.
I don't like that kind of when I tell security start wearing. I don't really. It doesn't give that because as a security person, there's a way you need to be able to address situations. You can't be telling me to wear something that's not convenient for me to do my job when I'm supposed to probably be active. I'm not there to have fun. I'm not there to be part of the party. I'm there to secure lives and property. So if I'm dressing up, I need to dress up in a way that's professional, in a way that I'm able to attend to solutions. Not that probably I'll now take case go and wear one Kembe or wear one Agbada or just to fit it. No, it's not going to work. Yes, corporate,
Okay.
fine. If you want us to look corporate, we can look corporate. If you want us to look anyhow you want, apart from traditional, I'm sure we can give you what you want.
Okay. My next question is about firearms. So what
Okay.
happens when,
Or weapons in general.
yes, people bring it to events,
Mm.
and they say, "Oh, I have to." Should they really be bringing, weapons to events?
How do you know they are bringing weapons?
Firearms.
How do you know they are,
Some people, you see them now.
as in get,
Security of,
okay,
yeah,
security
no,
of,
not yet. Yeah, of high profile
yes,
people.
who is more powerful, the police or the bouncer at the event?
Ah,
Okay,
it's
okay.
police.
So the other truth is the police is more powerful.
Okay.
The police is more powerful. But the only reason why it always seems probably the bouncers are more powerful is because we tend to be more disciplined.
Okay.
And again, we tend to be the people that have we have the direct face to the public and guests, because the policemen cannot interface with the guests or whatever. We
Mm,
interface. So at events, so we seem to have more authority. But the honest truth is the police are supposed to have more authority. But in
mm,
terms of firearms being coming into the party, even the policemen know that they're not supposed to carry firearms into the event. They know. So if any bouncer at an event knows his onions, they know they're supposed to know that they're supposed to stop them when they're coming in from taking in
Mm.
firearms. The only people that are taking firearms at times are those close protection officers to probably a governor or a very, very high profile person, and they're always concealed firearms like pistols. You won't see them. You won't see these firearms. But all those ones with long range firearms, they are never allowed. If you stop a policeman from going in to the venue with long range, he will not argue with you. He will know that you know what you're doing.
Okay. Okay.
okay, sorry. How about he's outside looking after the cars? He's holding the long drink and he's now drinking a bottle of Gouda. Is that really allowed? Because it happens.
So if a policeman is seen drinking Gulda on duty, the best thing to do is probably report to their most superior officer. The bouncer cannot do more anything about it
Yeah.
because it will turn violent. It's beyond their scope. So the best thing to just do is probably look for their colleague or the most senior officer on ground and report such officer to the person. So let them handle their own case, because the bouncer can not
Okay.
really do much. You can't arrest a policeman.
Talking about
Okay.
violence, sometimes when vendors especially do stuff, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. The bouncers are quite violent. Are they allowed to slap, to punch, to do all these things, even if they are not being attacked?
Okay, so the other thing is the bouncers are not allowed. Nobody's allowed to slap anybody. Nobody's even allowed to slap anybody. Nobody's allowed to punch anybody. But again, at times, because of temperament, exhaustion, and
Mm.
maybe like most of these are vendors. At times, they can be very stubborn. That's the truth. They can be very stubborn because I've also witnessed sometimes when you will tell vendors not to do this, but it's the opposite they will do. And probably you've told them times without numbers, you've repeated yourself severally, and they still keep doing the same thing. And maybe the next thing you just think is, I think you need to reset this guy's brain. Maybe by resetting his brain, you understand, you get the gist. So maybe that's why you see some bouncers going the extra mile to do what they do. But normally they're not supposed to hit or probably whatever. And again, the worst case scenario is even if a vendor is misbehaving or whatever, it's just probably for the supervisor and report such a vendor to their supervisor so they can handle the guys. So that's just the way to go.
Okay, my last question for you is that how many should we say per 500 guests, how many how many security would you say is an ideal for 500 guests? Or does it depend on the venue itself?
Okay, deployment of security to venue depends on not at most times not really about the number of people coming. It's about the event venue. Because if you are telling me you having 500 guests at a venue that has how do I put it now, has space that requires maybe about 15 bouncers, and you're telling me to bring 5, it's not going to work because that means there's going to be lapses. So that's why I said before a planner chooses a venue, there needs to be a recce of that venue with the security people to determine how many people will actually be ideal to cover that space. But in security normally, it's always one. I think it's always one person to 100 people. It's 1 to 100. But for events, you cannot really look at it like that because you still need to put the space into consideration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I've learned a lot
So
today.
before we go, can I now say what bothers me more concerning security and what?
Yes, please. Yes,
Okay,
please.
so I've been wondering myself, ever since I've been doing events, I have never seen a venue that has ever been ready before event starts. We are always setting up into the event time, and these also have an adverse effect on security because most times you probably or your invite you have 12 o'clock. The guests are already coming by 12 or 11, 12. The venue is not ready at 2 o'clock. You are now telling security to tell the guests to wait in their vehicles. The guests are already getting paranoid.
Yeah.
And getting restless.
Yes.
It's a security challenge.
Yes.
It's a big security issue.
I think.
Now,
okay.
So let me finish. Apart from that, we are not able to do the normal proper sweep of the hall the way we ought to do it because we already keeping people outside, and what we're thinking about is how to get the guests into the hall. So the normal check we're supposed to do to probably sweep the hall, check the vendors, make sure they have their uniforms on, make sure they have their tags on. We are not able to do an accurate check because people are already waiting and screaming outside and saying, why are you keeping us in the sun? So is it possible that event venues are always ready a day before? So that once we come in the morning, all we are just doing is putting the drinks where they're supposed to be, putting just the final touches. That probably we're not knocking the what do you call it? The decorators are still putting flowers or putting clothes on the. It's always a challenge.
That's a damn question. I'm not sure if it's possible.
Wait,
No,
Bola.
it's possible. It's possible. It's
Yes.
possible. I think it's just left to the planners to be able to talk to their clients. Look, if you want to do an event that is sane and whatever, always pay for a day setup.
That's what I wanted
Because most times you find out that some events will end. They will do what do you call it? After party. They will end around 4. There's an event there the next day, supposed to start by 12. So how do you now meet up the setup when you're starting around 4? It's not possible. So is that probably the event venue are not renting that place out, or you pay for 2 days setup, so that once that space is not available, it's not available.
Yeah, and this is what I was just before you finished the question. This is what I wanted to tell Molara. Honestly, we've done 4 days of this series, and it's been a masterclass that people should actually pay for, because all people think we don't need ourselves, but we do. What you've just said, merges, aligns with what uh Balmoral, how can I forget his name? What he had discussed on that day. Halls are in this business to make money. That's number one. And then we have decorators that once you have a meeting with your clients, you already know that their decor is heavy decor. You already know that the 6-7 hours that the hall can offer to you is not enough for you to set up. It is now your duty, as well as the event planner, to advise the client to either move their time forward, or they should pay for the day before. For the day before. Honestly, because one person's job affects every other person's job. Do you get what I mean? From the hall renting the venue, to not giving proper information, to the decorator and the planner not advising and educating their clients, to us having a security breach, to unnecessary people gaining access to the venue at those times where setup is still happening, because a lot of other people are already here and we don't get that sweep you're talking about. So those people are already inside. They're already inside the venue waiting to do whatever they want to do. It's so key. It's so key. We have to continue to educate our clients, and we shouldn't have the fear of not getting the job, or the fear of our clients saying A, B, or C. We have to be confident enough to sell these things to them. We won't get a security sweep. Your event is going to be open to all sorts of people. Your event would, we need to continue to have these talks. We honestly need to, and we all need each other. That's just the truth about it. We really, really do. We really, really do. These 4 days have really been, an experience for me as well, despite all my years in events. But somehow we will continue the talks. We would continue to align together. It doesn't end here. It doesn't end here. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It
Okay,
can't.
that's fair enough.
Mm.
My second concern
Yes.
is timing for guests to come in. Okay, now most clients will tell you don't want your guests to go into the hall until you come. I don't get it. Do you understand? I don't understand that part, because if you have invited people for an event and you've
Yeah.
told them to probably come by 1 o'clock or so time, and the client will not get to the venue maybe like until probably 2, and you're telling me, okay, when the guest comes, you don't want any guests to be in the hall until they arrive. It's a big security challenge for us, because that's why most times you now find all those rowdiness at the entrance, because you've kept a lot of people waiting outside. So by the time you now say, okay, fine, guests can start coming in, you see people trying to rush and force their way in. Even with that, you are not able to do a proper check
And
of
it's
the
not a
invite, or probably
for
check what is, because you are trying to prevent a stampede.
yes.
Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
trying to prevent so many
So for
things.
the patrons, it
So,
becomes a big
so
problem.
for me, what I'm thinking, now, if the hall is ready, and probably the event is strictly by invite, and we are sure that the invite has not been over given out, or probably it has not been probably duplicated or whatever. If you're very sure about that, I think once you have your invite, people should be allowed to go into the hall. it saves security a lot of stress. It saves the planner and the ushers a lot of stress because you are
Yes.
able to seat people at the spaces, with ease.
Yes.
Not the problem when people that start rushing to the hall, you don't even know who to attend to. Some people come at the same time. The ushers are overwhelmed.
Yes.
So we need to talk to it. Maybe tell the clients that look, as long as people's spaces are not taken, probably you can reserve spaces for the VIPs or whoever they were expecting. Let other people be able to go in and sit down and wait.
Okay,
It saves a lot.
I'm going to counter that a bit.
Okay.
And the reason why I'll counter that a bit are two reasons. The first reason is that most times it's not as if we don't want people to enter, like you say, to avoid the stampede. But some guests are not all the time. Some guests are very, 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 very annoying. So I'm sorry I'm saying this. There's an church event at 10 o'clock, which is the ceremony, whether it's a funeral or it's a wedding. It's the main thing is the ceremony. The event is starting at 10 o'clock, for example. You have guests that at 9:30, they are at the reception. They have no business at the reception. They should go
I think the
to
ones
where
that right time
you
we're
know,
talking.
although sometimes you find people who have come from far who say, but really, if you are really interested in the people that invited you, you shouldn't really be the so you have guests like that. So that happens sometimes. That's why some people don't allow them in. Another reason sometimes why we normally don't want people to come in. I'm not saying come in when the guest has arrived because that can be crazy. Sometimes when you have guests coming in a bit early and you done your sitting plan and you said, okay, this is a Omega's table. Do you know some guests, you allow them in because that they see that the hall is empty. They take that Omega's table card you put and they'll go and change it and put another person. They do that. So sometimes that's why some planners don't like people coming in too early. But I do understand what you're saying,
So
and
for
we'll
me,
try and make
I
amends to
still
that.
think that is even this excuse in terms of safety is not too, because the honest truth is, even if it's about probably changing the name tags, your ushers can man each table, and if anybody tries to change a name tag of table, that's why we have the security guys there that can be called on to probably talk to them and tell them, look, you can't just do this here. You understand? And even at that point in time, you have less people to deal with. Because
Yeah.
even if people are rushing to whatever, I can easily even pick one table and pick one name tag and quickly change if I'm not comfortable with that table. But for me, I think safety is key because I don't like situation whereby you see people trampling on themselves in the bid to come into an event. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make the event look organized or sane. And at the end of the day, the blame is always on security. It's always on security. Meanwhile, we're not the cause. Because if one person comes, I'm not saying the early comers, like probably the door opens by 12 and you come by 10. I'm not even talking about those ones. I'm talking about, okay, fine. If you're saying event doors open by 12, let it be 12. Not that probably you
Yeah.
say event doors open by 12, and because we're waiting for somebody that's going to
Yeah.
get to the venue by 1, people cannot come in. It's
Yeah.
not good enough. It's not good enough.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not good enough.
I agree. I agree. I agree.
So those, those
Baby,
those
can
are
you
my
read
two major concerns in terms of
your major
safety
concern?
that we need to work on. If you can work on it, and maybe if it, to make events more sane, more classy, more. I don't know.
Okay,
To give
and I
give
think
events. Hmm?
our own major one is that I'm not saying it's your guys, but a lot of people have been complaining in general about security guys saying, "Good afternoon, sir. Well done, sir. How's your day,
I
sir?" A lot of
Twice.
people feel that hey, Twale, sir, I'm your guy.
Mhm.
So I think that's one thing a lot of people have been complaining about with security, that they feel that the bouncers, we're not saying your bouncers, that bouncers always collect money and always allow people to come in. That at the end of the day, who
So,
are they really bouncing? That they're not bouncing anybody at the end of the day. That when you get outside, everybody you didn't want in another 2 or 3 hours, you see everybody inside the hall. So I think that's the general complaint people have about security.
yeah, I
Jamie,
think
I
I
don't know
addressed
if
that
anybody
earlier.
is saying.
I think I addressed that earlier when I said the issue we have is
Yeah, you have. Yes, you
using
did.
using the club
Club
bouncers
bouncers. Yes, yes.
for events, because they
Yeah.
are the ones that are really available, and they are the ones that have the kind of structures required for, I mean, not required, demanded for at events. Because for me, I don't really think it's about chest. I think it's just about being
I will call the
able
bedroom.
to stand your
Yeah.
feet and say,
Stand your ground.
because
Yeah.
stand your ground and say you can't come in. So it's not about chest, because I don't even expect the bouncers to beat any guest. The bouncers
Is
don't
there
come there to beat any guest. You're not supposed to be there to probably. So why would I even want to bring somebody to intimidate my guest?
mm, is
If I
there a
should understand.
is there a
To understand,
certificate?
because that is what I always, that is the kind of a request I always get. Bring people that would intimidate
It's
people,
scary. Mm,
scare people. Why would I want to scare my guests?
I know, I know, I know.
You understand? I should be able to just say, look, sorry, you cannot come in. You cannot come in.
Yeah, yeah. Is
That's
there a
just it.
license need to set up a security company?
Is there what?
Is there a license needed in Nigeria to set up a security company?
Yes. There's a license.
Okay, okay.
So, but unfortunately, people don't ask.
Right.
Only very. There are very few events that I've covered. But most especially maybe concerts, and
Okay.
when it comes to international uh, planners, they always ask for all those things. They ask for license, ask for safety things, ask for so many documents. But because like Nigeria, we are so carefree. Even when somebody can sleep today, wake up tomorrow and sew uniform, and tell you the bouncer. And
Ex-
once he knows the planner is ready to
yes.
give the job, give person job. You understand? So just have
Mm,
chest, sew uniform. You are a bouncer, you are a security person. That's what works in Nigeria. The same thing that happens all in vendors, happens in planners. A girl can sleep today and wake up tomorrow and tell you, work with Omega event for one day. Next day she'll tell you she already knows
yes.
the job. Go and
Yes.
set up our own company. It happens. That's what's happening in our industry now.
Yes. So
That's what's happening
Yeah.
now. I'm
There's no
telling you.
barrier. Yeah.
And the irony of it is that they will always get patronage from some people.
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
they
They will get
would.
patronage because people are looking for cheap labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cheap
Very
labor,
true.
So,
expensive.
so that's why we have all sort of people in the industry now doing all sort of things. It's not only security, even in the drinks vendors, the food vendors, the planner,
Everything.
the
Everything.
every
Take
so
up
our
everything.
industry is polluted. That's the honest truth. That's the honest truth.
Together we will
The issue of begging you're talking about bouncers doesn't only stop with bouncers. Even the drink vendors, they do worse.
of course, yes.
There are
The
several times
waiters,
when I'm at
yes.
events, I always tell them, once they've turned themselves into bag carriers, they're the ones that are now help guests to carry bags to the vehicles, chasing chasing guests for money. I always tell them, look, once you step out of that gate, just know that your job has ended. Just go home.
Yeah.
That is always say my guests, look, if any vendor steps out of that gate, probably run that somebody to collect money. Once they go, there's from there to just go home. That means they've ended their job for the day.
Yeah.
So that's the only help I can give to their guys, assist their guys, so that they don't embarrass them.
Mm.
That's the honest truth. So the industry itself is actually corrupt and polluted. That's the honest truth.
We'll reclaim our craft.
We're
Wow.
reclaiming it. Maybe we forgot to mention this yesterday. I don't know how come. But you
What?
know what you said is so true. We forgot.
Which one?
We forgot to mention to the drinks people that how
That
come when they give the waiter money, all the drinks that the waiter is not supposed to bring, he starts bringing to the table.
take there.
They do that thing.
I know. Yeah. Well, for part of theirs is their salary. So, you know,
Ah,
I know. I
anyway, God will help us.
Then,
your
then, then
your
another thing I want to suggest. Sorry. Can I just go see
yes,
this?
yes.
The other
Yes,
thing I
yes,
want to
yes.
suggest for events in terms of probably issue of theft of tables and all these stuffs. So I think when we are planning for events, especially the vendors, if it is possible to assign certain people to certain tables. So like now, maybe Kayode, Kunle, Wale, and Folake, you are responsible for table 1, 2, 3. Yemi, Kiniko, responsible for table 4, 3, 4, like that. So that if there's any issue on the table, the person assigned to, that person will be held responsible for what happens there. So instead of probably holding all the vendors accountable or responsible for a missing item on the table, those people assigned to that particular table should be the first people who call to answer for whatever happens on that table. Because they'll be the
Yeah,
ones
it's
to
possible.
serve that table,
But
they'll be the ones to pack things away from that table, and they are the ones in charge. So if anything happens to that table, you are calling Kunle, you are calling Kaode, you are calling, not that you are calling Yemi, because Yemi was
Wasu
not
can
assigned to
come
that
from
table.
another table now. Wasu can come and do what you didn't ask him to do. But I do
Yeah.
So
understand
so
what you're saying.
so Wasil, if Wasil will come from another table to do whatever, it will be, that's why you have supervisors. I'm
Okay.
sure each vendors have supervisors looking out for their team. For their team.
Okay.
So if
Makes sense.
Wasil is seen on another table, he
Where
should be able
it's
to
not
explain what he's doing there.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
yeah.
So I think those are little things we need to put in place to at least reduce all those and again for the drink vendors, issue of probably selling drinks. I don't know what measures are taken when they bring drinks to the venue. Whether there is a way you count them or you take record of the drinks that they bring. Now, when the drinks goes from outside into the hall, are they meant to open immediately or just drop on the table? Because most times, what these guys do, hmm, some of them they're supposed to take drinks to so table. Some don't get to that table.
Which is true. Yeah.
The drinks get missing in transit.
The way in transit.
Is exactly transit. Instead of getting good table, they just turn back and find their way back somewhere to go and keep that drink.
Sometimes it's the toilet.
Exactly. And some they leave the drinks on the table unopened. When the guests are probably not concentrating, they go there,
And
pick the
pick them.
drinks, and move. So there should be a way to probably reduce this, whatever. Probably probably need to probably open the drinks immediately they get to the table. So once it's opened, I presume that they cannot sell
That
it.
said yesterday that the drink
Do you
should
understand?
be.
They cannot
Yeah.
sell it.
Yeah.
Then again, I sent something yesterday on your chat that I don't know why vendors need to come to venues with traveling bags, because for me I want to believe the
They claim.
company are responsible for their uniforms, so the
Mm.
company is supposed to bring the uniforms to the venue. So if your company is bringing uniform to the venues, what are you doing with the bag at the venue?
So what they said is that a lot of their waiters work with other companies. So they're going from Balmoral to Landmark to what do they call it? So inside that bag, they have their toiletries and all those. That's what we were told yesterday.
So if that is the case, and is allowed for them to bring such, I think they should always put those bags in the vehicles of their bosses.
Yeah.
No bag should be seen inside the venue.
Right. Right.
So those are the kind of checks I always look forward to carrying out if venues are ready on time. Because if the venues are ready on time, security guys are able to go around the venue, look around at all the corners, and pick out all those things that are unwanted in the venue. But when we don't have time to do all those things, you'll find out that all these things are just scattered there, because even last minute you see them wearing their uniform last minute. So this kind of check that we're supposed to put in place are not put in place most times because of this late setup time.
But even with what you just said, because there's a time I remember that I used to tell them to put their bags maybe in my car or something. Then after the event, you just see somebody maybe with a can Five Alive or Chivita, and they'll say, "Oh, what for me in venue? They gave me at the venue." Then you see them carrying something. They say, "Oh, they gave me." They will even be carrying it. I say, "Oh, they gave me. The owner of the event gave me." So maybe nobody should even carry anything. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to see any souvenir. I don't want to see anything.
So so
It's a
so
bit.
so again, so again when we talk about collaboration, hmm, I think we need to be our brother's keeper. That's the honest truth, and that's the only way we can achieve our aim. I mean, instilling discipline in our industry. Because if something happens and I look away, maybe the ushering company misbehaves and I look away, I'm not helping that company. If the
Mm,
drinks vendors misbehave and I look away, I'm not helping them.
mm,
So if I'm able not to withstand that, it's not my company, but I'm able to say, look, guy, you cannot do this.
yeah.
You cannot do this. Or immediately I see something going wrong, I call their boss
I
or call their
correct it
supervisor.
immediately.
Please
Yeah.
put your guys under check. They are misbehaving. I'm helping them. So,
Yeah.
but when I look away, then we can never get results. These bouncers you are saying are collecting money. When you see them, challenge them, and if they refuse, take pictures, send to their bosses. At times, these guys, their bosses don't even know who these guys are. The honest truth is, at times, let me tell you again the reason why planners don't even help solutions. There are times I get a feedback from the planners, and I tell them, okay, fine. Can you please assist me with who this person actually is? They will always cover up. They will never own up. So I now tell them, look, if you're not ready to tell me who this guy is, so why are you reporting to me? Because I
Maybe
felt
they don't want the person to come and
no, no,
meet
no, no.
them. Oh.
You are reporting because you want a change. You want me to be able to correct that person.
Yes.
That's why you're reporting to me. But if you're responding to me and you're still hiding the identity of that person, so how would I correct that situation?
Okay.
Yes. It's like when they call out. There have been a lot of call outs on planners in the last few weeks, but everybody is just shouting event planner, event planner, event planner. Nobody is brave enough to call their names with their full chest, and they have to. They have to. If you want us to intervene or whatever, or I don't know why they do that. Too. I don't know.
So we really need to collaborate and be a brother's keeper. That's the honest truth. If I see A doing something bad, I should be able to correct A. If I see B doing something bad, correct B.
Yeah.
If they don't listen to me, I'll call their supervisor or call their boss. See, this person is misbehaving. If possible, I'll snap the person. I'll snap you and say it to you. Say, look, this particular
Don't
person,
like
put
back.
this person
That's
on that check.
oh,
Put this person on that check. This person is misbehaving. That's the honest truth. That's just the honest truth. If not, we'll keep on talking about this thing
Going in
till
circles.
kingdom
Yeah.
come. Nothing will
Yeah.
happen. Nothing will happen.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but when they start seeing that things are changing and they keep on, I mean, they misbehave today, and before you know what's happening, their boss already knows about the issue. You understand? With time, they know that there's no hiding place for anybody. If you misbehave, they'll call you out. If you misbehave, they'll call you out. Everybody will change. Everybody will change.
Okay.
Mm.
Point noted. Michael Raymond says there's a lot of anyhowness in events.
It's the truth. Anyhowness. Yes, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Okay.
So,
Someone says ushers are the problem.
No, partly problem, partly solution.
Okay. Akita says we now count bottles after the events. Well said something. KFA says reclaiming your crafts. Well said something that we need to talk about. I think that's all I can say. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, like Remy says, to reclaim your crafts.
Yes.
How do you finish it for us? To reclaim your crafts.
well, to reclaim your craft, as I've said, we need to be more dedicated. We need to be able to face our fears. We need to collaborate more. We need to be more disciplined. It's still discipline. We need to keep on and talking until you can talk no skipper. Be our brother. If there's anything going wrong, don't
Talk.
hide it.
Speak out.
Speak out.
Speak out.
Just speak out.
Speak out.
Speak out. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you
That's
so
just
much.
the way to go. And again, we should not be money conscious and be scared to tell our clients the truth.
True.
Because most times, some people are always scared to tell the clients the truth because they don't want to lose the job. When you know that something will not work,
Mm-hmm.
tell them it won't work.
Say that it won't work.
Don't be scared to tell them this thing won't work. I mean, they will
Yeah.
appreciate you for telling them the truth. If it's not going to work, it's not going to work. If it's going to work, it's going to work. But most planners are always scared to tell the 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 clients the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe this hall now will not take more than 600, and they're telling you to put 900. Tell them the truth, madam. You are trying to cause an havoc.
Although some don't want to hear, but yeah, I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. They don't want to hear, but you let them hear. You're trying to cause an
Yeah.
havoc.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when the event is rowdy and it's looking very rough, you see the planner that will come and abuse. See what kind of even if the plan does even if the client does not talk, those people who are not part of the planning will talk.
Yes.
Say who was the planner of that event?
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly.
Because people don't understand that you've told these people what the truth is, but they refuse to listen. But at times we need to.
Mm.
Okay.
Missionary people's space.
Okay.
We're only just been lucky in our industry that we've not seen any major
Yeah.
calamity.
Yeah.
That's the honest truth.
I agree. I
We've
agree
not witnessed any
totally.
major calamity. That's why we think we always we can do some things and go scot free. And I
Yeah.
pray it doesn't
I
happen.
agree totally.
I pray it doesn't
I
happen.
agree totally. Totally.
Amen.
Yeah. I agree. Thank you so much. I think I even have more. I'm very happy to hear that your guys do CPR because that's something that we take for granted in Nigeria. So I am very happy to know that K Square team they offer first aid treatment because it's very important. I'm happy to hear that you've actually helped in saving a lot of lives. So
Yes,
it just
we've
shows
done that
that
several times.
so you see, it shows that we had the best person tonight to speak about security and safety because he definitely, Mr. Komalafe, definitely knows his onions. So thank you so much for
Thank you
taking out time
for
to
giving
speak
us
to
now
us.
5 minutes.
Yes, thank you so much. We are
Thank you very
truly
much for having
grateful.
me here, and I I hope to see changes in the industry. I hope to see
Amen.
changes because in terms of the vendors, in terms of all our planners are always telling K Square, I need two guys for event of 10 guys. They should stop it. Don't tell me what to, let me be the one to tell you what is
Dollars, can
what
you
is
hear?
required. That's what I'm saying. Don't be scared of your client. Tell them two guys will not do this job. And stop saving costs on security. Security is not where to be saving costs. If you want to save your costs in some other area, not on security. Because security still remains one of the vital aspects of any event.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's no security, there's no event,
Security.
whether I like it or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend 10 million on food, spend 20 million on
No, on
drinks.
drink. On
Once there's no
drinks. Yeah.
security at that door,
Yeah.
there's no event. That's the honest truth.
Yeah.
So, and again, don't forget that again, in terms of payment, don't worry, we'll soon start charging big money because you cannot put what do you call it, items worth millions in the hall and now put guests worth billions. Guests that are worth billions in the hall. You now take K Square to come and secure billionaires with 100,000. Yeah? How would K Square secure billionaires with 100,000? Where is it done? Yeah? No, it's like paying for insurance now.
Kata.
What you pay for your premium, you be paying for premium. I'll be collecting percentage of. I'll first ask you who are the invitees, who are the people coming for events. When I hear the name of the billionaires, I'll start giving you bill. For me to secure this person, I will
Yes,
charge you some amount of
very
money.
suspect. You just be
But it
walking
actually
around.
does make sense. To be honest.
It's still
It
now
makes
you pack the whole billionaires in Lagos, put them in one
yeah.
particular hall. Now take K Square
That's
to stand
true
at the
now.
door. I mean, make sure that nothing happens to them. Now come and give me 100,000. It's not going to work anymore. Very
No,
soon.
but it's the truth. It's the truth. So does that happen? I'm not saying does that happen. So does that how would I phrase it? Does that affect you when you have an event, a mighty event, and you see that, oh my God, these are all the billionaires of the country in this place? Does it? I never looked at it like that. So to you, is it a big deal that you are the
Yeah,
one securing
the
it?
other truth there is it's supposed to be a big deal. I'm telling you, because even normally when you are giving me your plans for event, I'm supposed to know those who are coming. That will enable me to plan better and more adequately for that event. Because I'm sure you don't want anything to happen to anybody. There's some people that something will happen to, and the whole world will hear. You understand? So I'm supposed to have kind of your guest list beforehand. It's okay. These are the people coming for this event. With that, I will tell you, come on, this person is going to be here. I need like 40 policemen. I need like 50 bouncers. Should understand? Not that probably I'll get to event venue and start seeing billionaires strolling in. And meanwhile, I don't have enough manpower to even cover the space. And once
Hmm.
there's any issue, the first person they will call is security. Say the security was very porous. The security didn't do well. They will know that K Square was not giving the adequate manpower or was not giving the right information required for him to prepare
Okay.
well for the event.
Somebody
Okay.
mentioned CCTV. Are there mobile CCTVs?
Come again?
Somebody mentioned CCTVs. Are there
Yeah.
mobile CCTVs?
Yes, there are some events I use CCTV for. But again, is it a client that cannot pay for two bouncers that will pay for CCTV? No, those are the challenge.
Oh
Those are the
my
challenge.
God.
These are probably these things are available. I'm telling you, they are available. If you want me to install a CCTV for an event, I will do it. But can they pay the cost?
Mm.
You're already telling me bring five bouncers, bring two bouncers. By the time I now tell you I need CCTV and I give you the cost of CCTV, can you pay? They can't pay.
Oh dear.
So that's why we keep on managing the way it is. We keep on managing, but again, very soon, I know that we'll soon. But I just pray that the worst doesn't happen one day, sha.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you. Malara, any final words?
I have nothing to say. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for coming on board again. Don't know if anybody has anything to say before we leave. Does anybody have anything to say?
Somebody is
Uh,
asking for your CCTV rate card.
Yes, I think what I would do is I would probably the person can reach out to me on my DM, and I will probably send you what the
Madam,
cost is.
reach out to K Square.
Miss Kemi, we see you. Anyway,
Yes,
your turn is coming soon. Don't worry. Get
yes.
ready.
See you.
Ms. Kemi too had our own
Dolapo, we see
submissions
you,
too concerning
Dolapo.
security, and we had a lengthy discussion on security too, because she has a very very big concern concerning most of what we raised here today. Bouncers begging for money,
Kemi
so
was
many
actually
issues. I think we discussed at length too. So,
to this series
come
because
again.
I said Kemi was quite instrumental to this
You
series
should
that
add her to. You should add her right now.
she was traumatized, or she has been traumatized since she started planning events.
Lavienda, we see you. Biola, we see you. Says she's learned
Dolapo,
a lot.
we see you.
Dolapo A03, we see you. Who else do we see here?
Oh,
Kemi, Michael, we see you. KFA, can't see you again, but we see you.
mm,
Thanks for it's like Baby said, it was KFA that's one that's actually made this happen. But she was traumatized.
Sorry again. Before we leave, there's another thing I need to put out there that most of us are not putting into consideration our health. Our
premium cut.
health. Yes, our job is very, very, very challenging, and we need to do more about checking our health, especially our BP, our cholesterol level, our sugar level, and we need to rest more.
Mm,
I won't lie to you, I've lost some of our guys due to these things.
mm.
Even
Wow.
at event venues, I lost
Wow.
one guy. I lost one guy at Monarch 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yes, I lost one guy. He just slumped.
Wow.
So we need to talk to our staffs. We need to talk to our staffs to do more on this our health issue. We need to check more. So
Mm,
what I even tell my guys, what I even do at times, I bring a doctor to the office, and I bring everyone to the office because these guys are very stubborn. They won't do it. Checking
mm,
your health, most times your BP, whatever, is free at the hospital, but they won't do it. So what I do is I summon them to the office, I bring in a doctor, I tell them to check everybody.
mm,
So that's what I do. That's the way I can, because we need to. Our job is very, very challenging. We hardly sleep.
Yeah.
We're always on our feet.
Yeah.
We're always running around. I mean, we
Yeah.
need to just do more. We need to do more. We need to do more.
only living can work.
Yeah. And I think yesterday we talked about mental health. Now we're talking about physical health. So please, everyone, really, you need to pay. We work hard, play harder. KFA, I hope you are hearing this. But anyway, you change your ways.
Can we
Take,
even do something? Can we even do
yeah.
something? Because I also noticed again that it's not all events we have medical personnel on ground. It's not all events, and they are a key factor to all events. So for myself, even if it's possible for all events before we start, let us test all our staffs. Let them go at least, even if it's BP, let everybody check.
Before they start, you're
So that,
right.
yes, before we start events, yes, so that once you know that this
So
person
that
is BP,
somebody, yes, please
yes,
be
because if
going
it
home.
happens,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
if your
Hello,
BP is
Kubali.
too high, is that you go and rest or you just go back home?
Yeah.
I think we need to start doing that at events.
Taking out, yeah.
Even if
You're
you don't
right.
have if you don't have an ambulance, we can just have that BP machine or maybe a nurse somewhere with a BP machine or something. Let everybody check their BP.
Take it more seriously. Okay, thank you
Yes.
for this. Taking our health more seriously, both physical and mental health, and checking the BP, blood sugar, cholesterol as often as you can, and making sure you rest as well. So just that the nuggets he has given us. Cakes by Liza, we see you. Premium cocktail, we see you. KFA says K Square is talking to me. WP event, we see you. I think those are all for today. So really, he said it. Please, BP, we need to check our BP more often. Cholesterol, sugar level, rest well, play well, work harder, and God will see all of us through. Thank you,
Amen.
Amen.
everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for
And
having
rest
me.
before December comes. Thank you so much
Exactly.
for
December is
coming
the
today.
most challenging time.
Yeah, so start
That
resting
one, that
now.
one, that one, no remedy.
Okay, guys. Good
Okay.
night, everyone.
Good
Have a nice
night.
night,
Bye.
everybody. Take care. Bye. Good night.
Ah, La Vienda. We see you.